Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I was in the mood today to do someone's makeup, and what better person than to do my mom. She's sitting around doing nothing, so I was like, hey, let's just get glam today, and she's down to do it. So I'm going to show you guys how I glam my mom, who is almost 60 years old. So it's a very different process of how I get, myself or people around my age ready versus someone around my mom's age. And so I hope you guys like this video and find it fun to see my mom and how I do her makeup. And let's get on to the tutorial. Hey guys, so this is my mom, and I'm going to start by prepping her skin for makeup by dermaplaning her face, and this is going to help remove any excess dead skin and any peach fuzz on the skin. She did have a lot of peach fuzz because she was going to wax her face in 2 days, but I decided to clean it up a bit just so the makeup application goes really smoothly on the face. Now I'm moisturizing her skin. Since she already washed her face on her own, I'm going to hydrate it with the Bobbi Brown Hydrating Face Cream. Now I'm going to apply a hydrating collagen eye cream for her under eyes, just to hydrate them as well. Since my mom is almost 60, she needs all the hydration she can get. And most importantly, I'm applying a sunscreen on the face. Since this is a daytime glam and she's running errands, it's important to keep the skin protected. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder Foundation. It's a very hydrating foundation and it has really good coverage, which my mom needs both. And I love this foundation because it looks so glowy on the skin, so it gives your skin that very dewy, young appearance look without having so much makeup on. It really is like your skin, but better. I'm also extending the film so you guys can see exactly how long it takes for me to apply it and blend it, just because I feel like that might be helpful for people, because I definitely don't apply and blend foundation in just 30 seconds. Now I'm going to be taking it down her neck just to add some more color on her neck and to make sure her face and her body are matching, because that will give a younger looking appearance, and our neck is always paler than our chest and our face. So it's always important to take down your foundation so everything matches. Now I'm just correcting her under eyes from the dark blueness that she has, and I'm using the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Honey. Now I'm going to be concealing her under eyes with the Smashbox Longwear 24-hour wear concealer. I think that's the name of it. And I try to not apply a ton just because we don't want to overcake her face as she is on the more mature side for her skin. I just want enough to brighten up her appearance and her complexion on her face. So to be honest, I probably only dip my concealer in probably once, and that's how much I need for her entire face and under eyes. And I love using a beauty blender to blend it out because it just adds a bit more of a moisturized look when you're using a damp sponge. Now I'm going to contour her face and add that color back in. So I'm taking my Huda Beauty cream contour to contour her entire face. So I contour only a little bit. So as you can tell, I do contour, but I don't like overextend it like I would on someone my age. She just needs a little bit of color, and my mom already has a pretty defined bone structure, so I don't need to make her look more hollow. So now I'm just going to blend it out, and as you can see, it is a very small amount, but it is doing something to her face. It's adding that definition, it's adding that color back into her skin, because with more mature skin, you really have to add that color back in, because just putting foundation on will just give them a very blank face. So adding that contour, that blush, that highlight, that bronzer is really going to give their face more of that natural appearance. As weird as that sounds with all that product, it works, trust me. Now this will be the blending process, so sit back and enjoy while I just blend out her face in real time. It's not for me to Now I'm going to be using a cream blush to add a little bit more color. And then I'm going to set her under eyes, but very, very little. I only set the part directly underneath her eye. I don't actually go down to her nose and set the entire areas that I highlighted because I only want to set where it's going to crease, and so I don't need to set everything else. Now I'm using a face powder just to help set the face a little bit, and this one is a hydrating face powder, and it also has sunscreen in it to protect her skin even more. Now I'm going to use a cream bronzer to add a little bit more color to her forehead, and I wanted to do that step before I powdered the rest of her face. And I'm using the Nars liquid bronzer in Laguna, and it has a little bit of shine to it, so it's going to add a little bit of a glowy effect. And then that's the powder I used on the face, which is the Jane Iredale pressed powder. Now I'm going to add a little bit of contour to her skin just to define her cheekbones in the areas where I cream contoured just a little bit more. I don't usually do a lot of powder products because with more mature skin, cream liquid products just work better and they show up better, but I'm just using a little bit of powder just to add a bit more definition, and it also helps with making your makeup last because you're layering on cream and powder products. Now I'm going to highlight her skin ever so lightly just to add a bit more brightness. Now I'm moving on to the eyeshadow, and I'm using the Nars Orgasm X Quad palette, and I love the red tones on my mom because with her green eyes, those red tones really make the green eyes pop, and I also just think it looks really stunning on her. And so I'm just taking a shimmer shade that's a bit dark, putting it on the outer corner, and then I'm taking the lighter shade and putting it on the inner corner just to brighten up her eyes, but still add that definition with that darker color. Then I'm going to use that matte shade in the palette to add a little bit of definition into her crease. My mom has really hooded eyes, so I don't really need to do a lot of crease work. It's more of making sure her lashes and liner are pretty good. And so just to keep it natural for every day, I'm just using a dark colored eyeshadow as her liner, and I'm only putting it halfway in so we add the emphasis on the outer part of the eyes. So I did the rest of her eyes off camera, and now we're moving on to lips. I'm first priming her lips so everything glides on smoothly and it diminishes her lines, and then I'm going to lip line her lips, and I'm using a darker color just to add a bit more contrast because she doesn't have a lot of contrast in her lips. I'm now going to use a nice medium tone pink shade to add color into the lips because my mom doesn't have a lot of color. And this is L'Oreal's LA Lip Palette. I believe that's what it's called. So it's nice because you get to mix and match different shades to get a look that's great for every day, at night, any type of color that you want, basically. And then to top off her skin, I'm using a liquid highlighter to add more glow to her skin to give that youthful appearance. And that is her completed look. So I hope you guys like it, and thanks so much for watching.